Hello everyone, welcome back to some more Prismata. Let's jump in the queue. Oh, wow, that was fast. Spidey the Great. Playing base +5. Flame Animus Smorkus is cool, I guess. Gives you something to do with your red. Also, Fission Turret is good, and it's green, and it has other green synergies here. So you could try to go for, like, I don't know. You can't really do ISOs very well with Fission Turret, right? Like, Fission kind of enables other green strats because it produces green for you. But, and actually, like, with Gauss Charge, there's something to do with the green. But you can't, like, sync up a bunch of ISOs. You could build a couple, I guess. I don't know. I think I would rather try to go red-blue with Smorkus as a useful red sync. But also I could pick up a green. I'd rather be player 1 because then the Flame Animus line is pretty obvious. Mirroring DB is just not that good most of the time. And there seems to be a kind of playable green thing with Fission Turrets and Gauss Charges and maybe an ISO or two. And of course, like, walls. Those are good. I'm not going to be breach proof here. Okay, so we get an ISO and a drone. And we can sync up a fission to arrive with the ISO? Is that useful? Not especially. It doesn't really do much damage. I'd like to wait until I have a bit more behind it. Ugh, I gotta say, like, I don't know how to play the player 2 strat here. The player 1 strat seems like super easy. You just, like, build Flame Animuses and Tarsiers and Smorkuses until you need to defend, and then you do that. Whereas I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing. I think I clearly need to get Fission Turrets going in order for this to be any good at all. And I guess I want another since it's over the absorb barrier even on the off turns. And can get a little bit of my own red stuff, hopefully? Maybe that's too optimistic. Okay. I could get, like, I don't know. The thing is, like, I'm under a lot of pressure to defend already, and so I don't know if I can actually afford this vision. I could get ISOs, but there's no point in sinking. We're already over the absorb barrier. What I really would love is another Flame Animus, so I can get a Smorkus and actually use this red on something good. But it's going to be quite a while before the Flame Animus arrives, and anyway, I need walls, so I don't think I can actually do that. Like, they're just attacking for more than I am, even on the on turns, you know? It sucks. I hate it. My upside is that I have 2 drones. Boy. That's probably Rhino time. These NGs could be conduit for force fields, but I don't think it's to that point yet. I think you should force field. It lets you attack with the splitter, right? Well, no, you end up losing the Rhino then. I don't know, I thought Fission was pretty cool. You don't have to defend very much next turn, so these engineers aren't actually getting much value. Especially with your Rhino coming off. Actually, my threat is, like, higher than I thought. The trick is it's going to be very difficult to actually harvest these fission turrets, and now I'm, like, exploitable a bit here. So I could consider losing the Rhino, actually, to keep 2 NGs and just attack for less. I think that's probably good. This way I can keep 2 health alive, which is like the NGs, and still have an NG next turn. Oh, but my fission turrets are actually dying, right? That's not exactly good news, right? It means my attack is being decreased by a lot next turn. So, what do I do about that? Gauss charges? I don't know. Ugh. I'm getting exploited here, I forgot. Ah, stop it! Like, I think this is worth it to get the green. I have to win in a pretty big hurry, and these rhinos mean that I don't think I will. This? What am I threatening? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11? They can defend 11, no problem. I can build a rhino and a Gauss charge. I guess that's probably better. Here I have like a very slight exploit by attacking for 9, in that they can keep 3 health alive instead of 2, but that means they're losing the rhino. Which they don't exactly want to do. Or they can save the rhino and absorb for less. Are supplies at all interesting? We're both very low on walls. But... yeah, I don't even get my fissions, do I? I forgot about that. Would have been pretty useful to... instead of building this rhino, build like 2 NGs. Yeah. I just continue to be sad about like being player 2 in this set, where Flame Animus is good. I don't know. I'm sure there was something I could have done, but it was just super easy as player 1 to do some good stuff, and as player 2, I had to dig something up, and I didn't find anything good enough. I don't know. I mean, like I was bad with ISOs. Okay, whatever. I quit. So, like, what does... suppose that I choose to mirror. Like, how bad is that, really? I know something that I often do is, like, just decline to mirror even when it's the best strat, because I don't... don't want to be, like, quote, behind. And with Flame Animus, like, that is clearly a problem, because you have to be the first one to accept some damage, right? Like, I don't know, here it goes, they do some damage to me. And at this point you kind of have to build a wall. So you get 2 flame animuses instead of 3. They have to build a wall, fine, but they can now get a Smorkus. Or 2 Tarsiers if they want. Probably a Smorkus is better, you're gonna have too much red real soon. I'm like, I can get my own Smorkus, great, but what's happened? Like, I'm now behind a whole attacker? And a red? I guess they're building a wall. We exploit the wall by not clicking Smorkus, I guess, but how much of an exploit is that really, if I can't spend the red? Well, I guess I can spend it. They don't need a wall now if they don't want it. Maybe something like this. And I am suddenly having trouble defending already, right? Hang on. I forgot that their Smorkuses aren't all attacking, so this is a fine defense, and I could get a Tarsier Engie if I want. Yeah, but here they actually are all attacking, and like our backline attackers are the same, except that his make 2 more red, and he's up a Smorkus, and he can click it. That seems like way better than being up a few drones. Yeah, this is just awful. What am I supposed to do here, right? He's killing at least 1, probably 2 attacks, so this is fine. And maybe this would be a conduit or something, but okay. And it's just like I'm toast, right? What am I supposed to do about this? This is even worse than what happened in the game, I feel like. So, I don't know. I guess I'm glad I didn't mirror. I learned that, but I don't know what I'm supposed to do because this is clearly the best thing. And it just works better for player 1 than player 2. There's probably some cool way you could play the green strat that works out okay. But I'm not good enough to find it. Okay, well, that's too bad. Let's get into another game. There's a lot of people playing right now. Well, there's Kumori. He beat us in the previous episode, right? Not necessarily he. You know, I try to be careful about being gender neutral with people whom I don't know, which is most of the internet. But it's easier in informal speech to get sloppy, and like they is a pretty awkward pronoun to use all the time. It's easier when you're like, I don't know, for me anyway, it's easier when I'm writing, you know, in like IRC or something, to just use a person's full name because tab complete works, right? But saying Kumori over and over instead of using pronouns is kind of awkward, so I don't know. I think it's better than like saying he and perhaps. Anyway, it's hard to be a woman on the internet, and if people are constantly calling you he, it's just one more problem you have to deal with. So I try to avoid exacerbating that. But anyway, I'm not perfect, and I'm sure I've said he about a lot of people. But okay, this is Prismata. What is going on here? Like, this looks like a pretty serious Amparilla coming from both players, except this guy can't actually build it because you'll be killed. No, actually, you would be okay, right? Oh wow, and you can get the wall as well? MRW06. I've seen this person in the chat a bit, but I don't think I've ever played a match. Okay, base plus 9. A lot of reasons to go blue, relatively high econ. I'm player 1, which makes that more attractive. I've played games in the past where like Sinestra Ossified Drone beat like Odin plus nothing. But this is not Odin plus nothing, and there's no Ossified Drone. I think Orides and Deadeyes and Militia are all going to be pretty useful. Oh god, it's a 90-second game where I'm going to go triple blue. We'll be here for an hour. What would be an alternative approach? I don't think Sinestras really get there fast enough. Blood Pact, of course, is fine. It would help, but I'd rather be the blue player in that world, I think. We probably are not going to be following the sort of traditional super fast Odin rush because, I don't know, I guess you can throw in an Oride core. It would be nice to have several Oride cores by the time you build the Odin, right? So that the attack of the splitters is not wasted against a wall. And yeah, so you actually maybe get Deadeyes first, assuming that both players are going somewhat slow. You don't get a bunch of Deadeyes against the Sinestra player probably, but against someone else going blue, you can afford to take things slow, getting Deadeyes and like maybe an Oride or two at some point. Militia is also a credible option, of course. It sort of comes with its own... Ooh, really? Comes with its own slightly worse Oride core. Much worse Oride core. But, you know, compared to building Splitter plus Oride, it costs less blue. So, opponent wants to try the Sinestras. Okay. I feel like Odin should be good against that, and we are in kind of a hurry to get the Odin. Yeah, I mean, you can Sinestra 2 turns in a row this way. That's kind of that's a thing. But I guess the problem would be that then Odin kind of threatens to kill you. Right? So I think I can't get the like super fast Odin next turn. Like you can do this, right? That gets you an Odin next turn, but I don't think I can do that because well, actually, can the opponent really Sinestra if I'm doing that? I'd be threatening 7. And I guess their stuff is all breach proof. Or it's all like golden armored next turn. But by the time my Odin arrives, it wouldn't be. So maybe that works? Is to just like slam the Odin and say like, good luck? Go ahead and kill a few drones on the turn I buy my Odin. I think that works better than just getting a splitter here, but let's look at the splitter line just in case, right? So that's no good. Yeah, this kind of sucks. I think I'm not going to be able to get a splitter if I do, or I'm not going to be able to get to Odin if I buy a splitter. So, okay, I'm just going to offer some drones. Enjoy. Yeah, obviously Sinestra, sure. I don't think I'm really likely to get anything in this set except the Odin, which kind of sucks. It suggests that I'm like following... It's pretty rare in base +8, or in this case base +9, for the best strategy to be just buying a single unit from the advanced set, right? Usually there's some synergy between units and you can mix them together and like get better stuff that way. Whereas if I pick up this Odin, what exactly else am I getting? Not much, right? Don't you want a Rhino to absorb instead of this Blood Pact? Like Rhino Force Field? You could imagine picking up, like, you know, Orides or something. What? You don't even... This... Holding back a single drone when it's not giving you... You don't need to over-defend when you're not absorbing, is what I'm getting at here. Okay, so no absorb. That's pretty interesting to me. This defends quite well. We could actually get a Deadeye here, which seems silly since we're, like, already dealing real damage. But it's a better, it's like a good way to spend all of my blue, I think. My opponent is going to be overteched soon. They kind of already are, and this just makes the problem worse for them. This is kind of like an attacker in a way. And I don't really want to build like a splitter and then like I could. Well, yeah. I think this is fine. Drones are pretty important to them. And a splitter might be killing drones, but a Deadeye is guaranteed to, and a splitter probably wouldn't be, let's be honest. Yeah, they're going to try to get a Sinestra, but I don't see that happening. Especially with the Deadeye killing a drone, they would have to spend their entire income next turn on it, and I think we can make that impossible. Just by attacking for enough that they'd be breached if they bought the Sinestra. I think it's too greedy to try for it for them. Maybe you could get there if you built like some engineers instead of tarsiers or something, but... What? No, force field's clearly better than that, yeah. Alright, so they're not threatening Sinestro. That's good to know. No, I think we're miles ahead here. We just have way more attack. I can't quite double splitter, which I would like to do. I don't know that another Deadeye is really all that great here. But I guess it probably is, right? They're over-teched. Let's just make the problem worse. And it's a nice way to spend all my blue, which I otherwise would have trouble doing. Actually, as the Grimbotches die off, I might get to a spot where I can like use Oride Cores to convert the Steel Splitter attack into some more useful stuff. Right? If I bought like some Oride Cores last turn, it might actually have gotten value this turn. Whoops. Yeah. I don't know. I can't exactly get that many Orides, right? So they're definitely attacking for exactly 7, so holding these botches back is fine. Next turn we're attacking for at least 4, so I'd have to buy 3 Orides to get any value, which doesn't seem very good. I think we're way ahead here. They can get a Sinestra, but can they? Like, yes, we have made it possible for them to defend next turn while getting a Sinestra, but it's a pretty expensive proposition. Alright, Core. Sure, I mean, I don't know. You do have a lot of attack, and you could pretend it's drones if you want. So I can do this. Seems pretty alright. Attempt to punish them for trying to get this Sinestra in by making it very difficult to defend. They just spent all their green. And like... Yeah, okay. I think this seems fine. Do I need the NGs? Let's think about that. Next turn, I'm gonna have 2, 4, and a wall. That sort of defends against 6 attack. And they're gonna have 10. I'm sure they're not adding any more, right? So wall and 2 NGs this turn defends. Yeah, that seems good. Okay, Oride Core, sure. Oh yeah, plus I'll have the Odin, right, so I don't, necessarily, like, need to even build the wall. are we getting anywhere by hitting them with the Odin? Like, it's killing wall husk, like that's cool. But in exchange, I'm losing a splitter and an Engie. Defense matters more to my opponent than to me, but it's not necessarily a reason to do that. What could I do instead? Could I try some Oride Core shenanigan? Well, okay, I won't have to. Alright. So Odin... I think Odin is just good enough to beat Sinestra by itself, right? That is to say, Odin by itself versus Sinestra by itself. I believe the Odin player wins that. And so, to go Sinestra, you have to find some other synergy that's good. Blood Pact doesn't feel like enough to me. This turn, I think, clear mistake. Let's, Oh, you can't Rhino Force Field. Well, I don't like the Blast Forge very much. I think you have to stick to your guns here. Try to put me under more pressure with this Rhino, and like it also defends better, and like it makes my life awkward. I have to hold a drone. Something like this. And now, actually, things are not so bad for you, right? Maybe they are. Yeah, I don't know. If you want to try to build... Yeah, I don't think you're getting a Sinestra next turn, so you don't really need to save the green. I guess this way you aren't really getting that much more attack. And you just like run out of drones, right? Yeah, so maybe I guess I'll get this right core. I'm not sure exactly what it's doing, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not attacking you for much, and you're attacking me for quite a bit. So maybe this is fine? On the other hand, you have like no drones at all. That's sort of a problem. Probably no more Deadeyes. Yeah, so I guess like these Rhinos defend pretty well for a while, because you're not actually taking much damage per turn. But meanwhile, the Deadeyes are grinding you out, and the opponent can defend okay because they have blue and more money, right? And suddenly you're unable to build wall or Rhinos anymore. Yeah, I think this is looking pretty dead. Right? Yeah, you can't even click this Rhino. And your opponent just has no trouble at all. Okay. So, is this better than the line that was taken in the game? I'm not sure. I would have tried to avoid getting onto too much tech. Like, I would have tried this line if I were the Sinestra player. Not try to squeeze in a Blast Forge. because like they only bought one wall for quite a while, and like the Oride core is not great either. Right, this Blast Forge would have been better just by engineers if that's what you wanted. Although a Rhino I think is better still, since it absorbs and it attacks. You can keep the Odin player at bay for a little while that way, but the Deadeyes. So I was wrong when I said I wouldn't get anything interesting in this set besides Odin, right? The Deadeyes actually were a meaningful contributor. I'm so far down in damage that without Deadeyes I think I might have some real trouble. The opponent might be able to continue to defend while also building attack, and Deadeyes prevented that. So, cool. We've completed the ticket. I've decided to cancel the tradition of looking at numbers, so this is going to be the last time that you guys get to see exciting numbers. Who knows what they all mean? 33228. Very exciting indeed. Did we make it to 40? Not quite. Alright. Well, that's going to do it for today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.